everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Big B, and if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and that bell notification so you stay up to date to all our videos. And if you don't mind, hit that like button as well. We like our likes. Now, today's video is Mandalorian Episode 3, or Episode 4, Season 3. My bad. So, let's get right into it. In the episode 4, we go right back into Mando's story. Him and Bo-Katan have been accepted back into the covert because they bathed in the waters of Mandalore. So the episode opens up with them out there teaching their fondlings. So he's out there with Grogu, trying to teach Grogu how to be a Mandalorian. So as they're doing this, he pits him against another Mandalorian kid. The kid starts asking questions like, why is Grogu not wearing a helmet? He's too small to fight, and all this other stuff. And Mando's just like, if you don't know, don't talk. So that's basically like a creed for the Mandalorians. So they start battling, and basically they get to choose what weapons. The kid chooses darts, and basically they're paint darts. And it's on a wrist cannon. So they strap this thing to your wrist, and you get 3 darts, paint darts, to shoot at your enemy, and first person with 3 points wins the match. Well, the judge starts the match, and of course the Mandalorian kid shoots Grogu with the paint dart with the first one. There's 1 point for him. Grogu's just kind of sitting there, and he turns and looks at Mando, and Mando's like, don't look at me, look at him, he's your opponent. And then he says, go again, and Grogu gets shot in the chest with another paint dart. And then Mando just kind of like gently kneels down, and he says, I know what you can do, show them what you can do. And then when the judge yells, go again, the kid goes to shoot his 3rd paint dart, and Grogu, doing his Jedi moves, does a whole somersault over the kid, and then when the kid turns around, does a whole other somersault back over him. And before the kid can even turn around, shoots him 3 times with all 3 darts. And wins the match with 3 points. So the kid's kind of disappointed that he lost to Grogu. So he kind of walks over to the water's edge. And right at this time, a big raptor bird comes out of nowhere and grabs the kid and takes off. Mando and another Mandalorian takes off after him. But they run out of fuel in their jetpacks before they can catch up with the bird. But Bo-Katan was smart enough to jump in the spaceship and follow the bird. So she followed the bird all the way back to its nest, which was a very good distance away from the covert's cave. So they went back, Bo-Katan went back, and they made a plan to go get the kid. So during this time, when they're making their plan and they're on their way to get the kid, the forger, the Mandalorian who runs the forge and runs the covert, decides to make Grogu his 2nd piece of armor. As you know from the first season, he got the piece of chainmail, the Beskar chainmail. Now she's got she makes a breastplate with Mando's sigil on it for Grogu. So Grogu now has a breastplate of armor, of Mandalorian armor. So she continues to teach Grogu while they're gone, and then it cuts to them rescuing the kid. So basically they try to rescue this kid. Bird comes out of nowhere because it's got 3 chicklings in the nest, because that's why it's been stealing the Mandalorians and feeding them to his babies. You see Mandalorian helmets all over the nest, dead bodies all over the nest. They save the kid. The bird snatches the kid and the father, because the father tries to rescue the kid. So he snatches both and flies away. Mando and the rest of the Mandalorians and Bo-Katan go after the bird. They're able to free the kid from the Talons along with the father. They were able to bring the bird down into the water, and then as soon as the bird hit the water, a big monster out of the water comes up out of the water and eats the bird. Then it cuts to them arriving back at the covert. Well, as they're getting off, Bo-Katan says, hey, we found your foundling, and we have 3 more that need to learn the way. And the covert master was like, oh, really? And as she looks at the back of the spaceship, she sees them pulling these 3 huge chicks but out of the spaceship. So she brought the 3 chicks, the raptor chicks, back to the covert to be trained by the Mandalorians. So now the Mandalorians have chicks, raptors that they can ride. So Bo-Katan, she sees that Bo-Katan lost a piece of armor during her battle with the raptor. She says, "Here, let me fix that for you. Let me make you a new piece." She starts talking to her and she goes, "I see that you have the owl signet on one. Would you like it on this piece?" And she goes, "Would it be acceptable for me to have the mythosaur sigil, which is their main sigil?" And she said that is for all Mandalorians to carry. It is respectful to carry the mythosaur sigil. So Bo-Katan asked for the mythosaur, and then she turned to the forger and said, "I've seen one." And the forger, without blinking an eye, says, "Yes, many Mandalorians who bathe in the waters of Mandalore see great visions." And she goes, "No, I saw a real one in the waters of Mandalore." And she goes, "Well, then I would consider yourself lucky." And she left it at that. And she just kind of turned around. So, is it a sign that Bo-Katan's supposed to lead the Mandalorians from here on out? She always said she wanted to go back to the old ways. I would love to see Bo-Katan carrying the lightsaber sword. I think she can do a lot more with it than Mando can. And I don't really think Mando wants to be the leader of the Mandalorians. I think he just wants to be Grogu's, leader and father. So, I hope that's what they're going for in this episode. Bo-Katan seeing the mythosaur is kind of a vision for her to kind of take back the old ways and lead her people back into the home planet where they once existed and thrived, because they were one of the best warrior classes in the universe, until the Empire thought they were too big of a threat, and they decided to destroy their home planet. So, with that being said, I'm really interested to see where episode 5 comes in. I'd like to see how far they take this with Bo-Katan. The fact that she's now wearing the helmet full time, and she's really taking in the old ways, and Mando's helping her. And then with Grogu learning the Mandalorian ways too, and him being a Jedi on top of that. A Jedi Mandalorian? Come on. Boba Fett ain't got shit on that. So, I'm going to end it right there. I'm really hoping episode 5 really kicks it off back into the story even more. I'd really love to see that. It's really starting to get really good in this new season. So, hopefully they just continue that step. With that being said, I'm going to end that there. Once again, if you're new, hit that subscribe button and that bell notification so you stay up to date. And as always, I'll continue making these videos along with some other ones that I have coming soon too as well. So once again, thank you for stopping by at Heroes Palace. Have a good night.